Hey everybody, AwesomeMattG here, and today we're going to have a kind of a channel update video. It's been a while since I've had one of these channel updates. It's just been me cranking out games, but I thought I'd go ahead and make a couple of announcements. I wanted to first off announce that I'm going to be making a new series that's going to be, for lack of a better phrase, kind of like a YouTube book club, where what's going to happen is I'm going to announce a book, then roughly 2 weeks later, I want to do this like twice a month, roughly, so on the 1st and then on the 15th. So I'll announce in today's video what the first book is going to be about, and then everybody goes out and gets the book either at Barnes & Noble or whatever your bookstore is, or downloads it, or and by download it, I mean like downloading the ebook, obviously, or getting an audiobook or whatever you want to do. Read the book, and then in what day is today? Today is today's the 19th, so we're going to do this on the 15th of November. The first one will be done on the 15th of November, and the first book is going to be the first book in the Hunger Games series. So go out, pick up the book, read it, and then we'll come back, and Capricious and I are actually going to sit together and discuss the book, talk about different scenes. I mean, obviously, this is going to be spoiler heavy, very, very intense in spoilers, but we're going to focus solely on the first book. So we're going to talk about the book, how certain scenes made us feel, things like that. I don't want to discuss the second book at all, because we're eventually going to do the second book as another video. So don't post anything in the comments about the second book. Feel free to post all the spoilers you want from the first book, because that's the purpose of the video, is to talk about the first book. So tell us what scenes impacted you, coerce? No, don't coerce people. Communicate with other people and say, like, I agree with, or I can see your point of view on this thing, but I felt differently, blah, blah, blah. Everybody pretty much knows how book clubs work. There's not going to be any flame wars allowed here. Nobody's opinion on a particular scene is wrong. It's just different. Unless they're like, I thought that scene would have been better with, ponies. And we're like, what? Get out of here. But anyway, so we're going to do that on the 15th of next month. It's going to be the first one. 15th of November. So go get the Hunger Games book, read it, and then be ready for that. And then in that video, we'll announce what the book of the following sequence would be, and that would be December 1st, I guess. So I'm going to give a little more explanation in the beginning of that first book video, I guess. That way you know exactly what is and is not allowed. We're not going to be really talking directly about the movie. We might make some comparisons between the book and the movie, and it's totally fine to do that in the comments as well, but this is not a critique or anything of the movie, or a statement of, well, I thought the book was better than the movie, or I thought the movie was better than the book. That's not really what we're getting into. This is all about the book. So that's what we're mainly going to be doing with that, and I hope to keep that going for a while. We're going to do the entire Hunger Games series, and that's going to be me and Capricious talking during those. And then a lot of y'all remember my friend Nap from some of our Minecraft videos. He and I are going to be doing the Game of Thrones books. Then we're going to do... what were we going to do after that? I was going to do the Ender's Game books, because I'm reading those right now myself. We're eventually going to do The Giver, at least the first book. We might end up doing the whole series of that, I'm not sure. I want to do other books, though, from different genres. So I'd also like to know what books you'd like us to cover that aren't, sci-fi fantasy, because that's mainly what I read, is sci-fi and fantasy. So if there's like an action book or a horror book that you'd like me to cover, give me suggestions. I'll go read a quick synopsis, a spoiler-free synopsis of the book, to see if it's something that I feel would make an interesting video, and then I'll look into actually reading that book, making the announcement that that'll be one of our titles. But I'd also like to do periodically doing graphic novels. So like I'd like to do The Watchmen, maybe, and I mean, depending on how long they are, The Watchmen's relatively long, so The Watchmen could be its own video, but I was also thinking of doing The Killing Joke, the Batman one, but I mean, that one's really short. That one's only like 2 or 3 comic books in length, so it's not a super long one. So if we did something like that, I'd want to do maybe 2 in one video that were relatively that short graphic novel length, but graphic novels that are as long as The Watchmen, they can stand on their own. I'd also like to know, this is primarily going to be just about the books. It's only going to be just about the books, but I'm going to release an MP3 in the description, so if you want to download it and just listen to it on your iPod, that's fine. But I'd like to know what y'all wanted going on in the background of the video. My initial assumption was that I was just going to put, I don't know, maybe a picture of the book itself, or just a black screen with the title of the book and the author, or, you know, what we're going to do there. I could do gameplay in the background, but it would have to be a game that doesn't require any interaction, really. I don't want it to take away from the video, so it needs to be something relatively bland, you know, something like a Tetris in the background or whatever, but there would be absolutely no audio with the game. There would be no commentary to the game at all. It would just be something to watch while you're listening to what's going on over the top. So let me know if y'all have any ideas as what I can do there as well, because I'd like to get some customer feedback. I'd like to get some viewer feedback, because I mean, this isn't just about me. This is, you know, what entertains you guys. So let me know what you think. My videos are going to be periodically, there's going to be a little sparsity. For those of you who follow me on Twitter, by the way, there's a link in the description for my Twitter account. Go follow me there. I don't spam, really. I only tweet about stuff that's important to the viewers or that I find funny. I'm not one of those guys that gets out there and starts tweeting, "Hey, I'm taking a dump." But I mean, if you want to, for those of you who do follow me on Twitter, you know that my wife's been in and out of the hospital recently, and she's going to go in for surgery again in about a week. So there may come a couple of days in the near future where there aren't videos, and it's just because I can't upload any at the time. I think I've got enough footage for about a week or 10 days worth of videos, but I might end up not scheduling something to be released on her surgery date. I don't really know. We'll figure that out when it comes to it, but you'll find out. I'll announce it on Twitter if I'm going to skip that day or whatever. But anyway, once again, let me know what you think about the idea. At the very least, this first book's going to happen, and I'm just going to edit it right now, probably with the book, unless I get a lot of feedback on this video about what y'all wanted in the background. So give me some feedback. Let me know what you want to do. But the first book, once again, is going to be the first book in the Hunger Games series. If I remember correctly, it's just called The Hunger Games. So go pick up a copy somewhere, read it, get ready for some conversations, but keep in mind, if this is a book that you want to read and you have not yet read it, and you don't think you can read it by November 15th, that's fine. Just avoid that video, because the video is going to be heavy spoilers. And I'm not going to edit spoilers out of the comments, unless they're referencing other books. I don't want to reference other books directly, because once again, we're going to have a second video for the second book in the series and a third video for the third book in the series. So there's not going to be any spoilers for those. Those are going to be denied. So anyway, give me some feedback. Let me know what you think, and I will see y'all then.